Welcome to HoodChampionBoxing in sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. So Terrence Crawford would have been out the ring for 15 months if he had waited to fight Spence in February of 2023. Spence would have been out the ring 10 months. Would the time out of the ring have played a significant role in the fight outcome? People have different opinions on this, but for me, I wanted to take a look to see what's the longest that Spence has been out the ring and the longest that Crawford has been out the ring. And kind of look at, of course they're undefeated, but when they did return to the ring, kind of how they looked, the opponent they faced, and to see if the inactivity really should have been that much of a concern for Terrence Crawford. What I personally think, after doing, extensive research and going back and, kind of over the last couple of years and watching videos on Spence and Crawford, what I've concluded is Crawford wanted to make an easy 8-figure payday, but also Crawford wants to march to his own beat, and he's going to continue doing so. I don't really think the inactivity was the driving factor. I think it was that money, and it is what it is. So when you take a look at Terrence Crawford, he turned pro in 2008, right? This is on BoxRec. You guys can look this stuff up yourself. So you can see in March of 2008, he had his first fight, and then he fought 5 times in 2008. Okay, then in 2009, he fought 5 times in 2009. Then in 2010, he fought twice. And then in 2011, he fought once, twice, 3 times. Okay? Now in 2012, he fought once, twice, 3, 4 times. So he was very active early in his career. Okay, 2013, he fought once, twice, 3 times in 2013. 2014, he fought once, twice, 3 times in 2014. In 2015, he only fought twice. So obviously when they start to move through the ranks and get into a really good position, they start fighting less and less. So in 2015, he fought twice. 2016, he fought 3 times. 2017, he fought twice. So you're seeing that the fighting 3 to 5 times a year is no longer the norm. It's kind of getting there to around twice a year, 3 times a year, but more around that 2 times a year mark. 2018, he fought twice. Bigger names, bigger purses. He's well known by this point, so you can understand the not needing to fight 5 times a year. So then in 2019, he fought twice. 2020, he fought Kell Brook in November. Then he fought Sean Porter a year later. Okay, so he had just about 6 days shy of 1 year out the ring. So 6 days shy of being out the ring for a whole year. And he went in the ring with Sean Porter. And now he's getting ready to fight Evander Cien. So when we talk about Terrence Crawford and him talking about the inactivity, to be quite honest with you, for a guy like him who, living in the gym, staying in shape, always on point, I'm just not sure 12 months of inactivity is what seemed to have been becoming the norm for him. 12 months to 15 months, how much would that have affected Terrence Crawford? Now, in my opinion, I don't think it would have affected him at all. He's an elite athlete. However, at the same time, I understand wanting to be active, but don't say. And this is the other thing. When he said he told PBC, Al Heyman, Team Spence, or whoever the hell he told, right? When he said he let them know that his intentions were to fight before the end of the year. Right? That's what he said. He told him. What I'm realizing now is he knew all along he was going to fight David Evanescence. You see, so it's all coming together now. He told them when he first started negotiating, this is what he said, when they first started negotiating and everything, that, you know, hey, he can't afford to be out the ring, you know, the whole of 2022. He wanted to fight this year, and he was going to fight no matter what. That's because he knew, working with BLK Prime, that there was a fight there on the table to get in there and get busy with Evanescence, because Evanescence's people, they didn't put up any roadblocks. They even said for the negotiations, they basically got screwed. And they accepted everything because they knew David Evanescence was in no position to call no shots. It was a huge opportunity. They basically took the fight because of the opportunity and the reward. So it was Crawford making a fight with Evanescence. There was no back and forth. It was basically, you know, no Vaseline involved, and somebody got screwed in the process. So that's what happened there, and Crawford knew it. BLK Prime knew it, and everything was there in the queue, ready to execute. If for some reason Crawford felt like, hey, this thing with Spence isn't going to happen. Initially, the fight was supposed to take place in October, then November. Then they decided they were going to try to, you know, plan marketing, promotion, everything, fight for February. That didn't work for Crawford because, one, he's saying he didn't want to be out the ring that long. Two, he knew he had a $10 million fight, an 8-figure deal on the table for an easy fight. So that's kind of foul. I mean, I can't blame Crawford, but at the same time, he knew what he was doing, and that's why people are so mad at Terrence Crawford, man. He knew exactly what he was doing. Go grab the quick $10 million. Now look at the position that he's in, and also Spence is in too. But you know, look what Crawford created. Now, I'm not knocking him for going out there and taking care of his family, but damn, that little $10 million opposed to another 2 months and going out here, man, and those guys getting it on, you know, for big money. For me, it just, I get it, erring on the side of caution, but I don't think it's worth it, in my opinion. But now, so if he would have been out the ring 15 months, but let's take a look at Earl Spence, okay? So this is Earl Spence, turned pro in 2012. So you can see he fought twice in 2012, but he turned pro late in the year. Then in 2013, Earl Spence fought, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Earl Spence fought 8 times in 2013. That's crazy, okay? In 2014, you got Peter Oluch. He fought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He fought 5 times in 2014. And in 2015, Earl Spence fought 1, 2, 3, 4 times. 2016, he fought twice. Then the Kell Brook fight, 2017, fought once. And in 2000, but that was the middle of May, that was May, middle of the year. In 2018, early, he fought Peterson, so 18, 1, 2, he fought twice in 18. Then Mikey Garcia, 2019. And Sean Porter, 2019. Then he had all the ups and downs, a car accident, etc. Then he came back, 2020, December, Very fortunate man to survive. So that was, this right here was the longest layoff, but it wasn't, his inactivity wasn't due to him, not wanting to get in the ring. He was in a horrible car accident. So after he got back in the ring, December 2020, he was, he had the issue the next year. He's supposed to fight in 2021 against Pacquiao. Then he had the eye issue, right? So that's why he missed all of that time. So from 2020, so wow, he was out the ring for a while. But things happen. So he got in the ring with Ugas. So when you look at it, right, from him coming off, so really it's pretty even. Because Spence, he fought Danny Garcia December of 2020. So basically that's like 16 months of inactivity. Then he fights Ugas and basically knocking the ring rust off. And then after that, he would have been out. So 16 months, then he has a fight. Then he would have been out the ring another 10 months. So I'm not really seeing that being him having an advantage going into the fight with Crawford if they would have fought in February of 2023. It's not that like Spence has been fighting 2-3 times a year from 2020 to 2022. Like, that's just not the case. Coming off of the car accident, coming off of eye surgery. I mean, he had a rough, I don't care what anyone says. Although he drugged Ugas and beat him down and chopped him down in that fight, Ugas had his moments. Earl Spence didn't get out of that fight unscathed. So I just think the fight would have, Spence and Crawford, the fight would have been pretty evenly contested if Crawford would have just waited to fight in February. But he didn't, and it is what it is. So in my opinion, when you really take a look at it now, understanding what was going on with Spence from 2020 to 2022, and Crawford and the fact that he would have been inactive for 15 months, I think when you look at the injuries Spence was dealing with and recovering from, and Crawford being inactive, I think it wouldn't have really mattered. And at the end of the day, Crawford wanted that money. Crawford knew what he was doing, and I don't agree with the way people are talking to him and being so nasty towards him. But hey, in social media, the day and age of social media, people can do and say what they want, man. And most of the time, they don't have to suffer any consequences. And I've seen people disrespecting Crawford's wife, saying things about his kids, and I just think that's a foul. Weak humans do that kind of stuff. They want to go back and forth with him because Crawford's active on Twitter. I personally think he needs to just chill out a little bit, man, because he's not going to win these battles with these Twitter tough guys. They're going to give him the business, and they'll say anything to get under his skin. And I think he just needs a clear mind going into this fight with Evanescence, because Evanescence is ranked number 6 for a reason. I'm not saying he's going to beat Crawford, but I'm not saying that Crawford's just going to go over there and just brush him off either, because when people get these kind of opportunities, you see, man, people rise to the occasion. So don't be surprised if that fight is a bit more interesting than what we expected, especially those early rounds. But nevertheless, Crawford should get a win, but it wouldn't have mattered. The time out of the ring, it wouldn't have played a significant role. Crawford and Spence, as far as time out of the ring, reason why the inactivity over the last couple of years, I mean, they're pretty evenly matched, in my opinion. Fight should have taken place in February. Crawford he jumped at the money, and it is what it is. That being said, y'all keep cool, and I'm in the breeze.